Hello there, Matthew J. Elliott here, taking time out from doing British things like correcting people's grammar and, well, that's it really, to congratulate you, the listener, for selecting the True Blue Riffcast. Yes, you could have picked any one of the thousands of RiffTrax themed podcasts on the web, but your perspicacity led you to seek out the #1 RiffTrax podcast, and for that, you shall be commended. Now, I'm going to turn you over to your hosts, Dave and Jeremy, and I shall board a flight back to England without even so much as the boxed lunch I'd been promised.
Thank you, Matthew J. Elliott. This is the True Blue Riffcast, the #1 RiffTrax podcast in the world. I am Jeremy, and I am joined, as always, by...
What's up, everybody? It's me, Dave. Hang on, I got my hair. I look like a anime girl hero.
I will never not love the end of our theme song, where it just kind of crashes into a wall and just stops. Yep. Like so many of our favorite bad movies.
Yeah, we had somebody talk about that on Twitter today. Or yesterday.
Yeah, somebody who wasn't even following the podcast on Twitter just tweeted out that they liked our new theme song, and they enjoyed it better than the actual RiffTrax song, which
and
I don't know about that, but
like, if you mention us, like we are always so shocked whenever we find out that we have listeners that we don't know about, that we will bring it up on the podcast.
Oh, absolutely. Because this is
our flex.
We're just used to
people are talking about people listen to this thing. I had no idea.
Like I thought it was just Oliver and Josh and like 5 other people that listen to us. Yeah, any publicity is good publicity. That's very true, Oliver.
Oliver. You posted a thing in the Discord. A thing in the Discord about some pictures. And one of them looks like they're in a cave, and I put it looks like the set of Octoman. That's what it looks like. That's what I thought of immediately. So, and it fits in perfectly with the theme for tonight, because tonight we are talking about
RiffTrax Live.
RiffTrax Live. These are all the Blu-rays that were easily accessible on my bookshelf behind me that you can't see. I feel like I'm missing one. Was there a Blu-ray for Saber Rain that I don't have?
For Star Raiders?
Yeah, for Star Raiders.
I believe so.
Like it might be around. I don't know. Because I have Octoman, I have the Giant Spider Invasion, and I have Rad. And I feel like Star Raiders should be around someplace. Maybe it's in.
Well, as far as Blu-rays, this is all.
Oh, wow, you got the flex.
Yes, right here, Star Raiders. I got it, Dave. It's right here. Star Raiders.
I was looking to see if mine was just like over here.
I mean, if you got Octoman, you got to have all 3 because that year.
I have all 3. I just don't know where it could be, because I thought that it would be in the same stack that these other ones were in, but it wasn't. So right now it's just Octoman, Giant Spider Invasion, and Rad. So yeah. So tonight I think it's really going to be more of like a retrospective of RiffTrax Live.
Yeah. There's a message in the chat for you, Dave.
Oh, there's a message in the chat? Okay. I just finished Dave's Monkey on audio. Wow, really good. Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. You should leave us a review on Audible or Amazon. That would be pretty good. But I'm really, really glad that you like it. How was Rick's narration? If you don't mind me asking. I love it. Like that, a lot of people. It gets a lot of praise. Rick does, and he should, because he's an outstanding narrator. But I'm really glad that you like it. Really, really glad. That's always a relief. Will do. The narration fit it perfect. Yeah. Rick is just amazing. Rick, if you don't know, Rick is the He is the host of ICW XP, a very famous MST3K tribute project, and he's the host of Robot Co-op, a Twitch channel that you should all go definitely check out. It has the same characters. Not the way I read it originally, not the way I read it originally, but it was amazing. Oh, it's really cool. Sorry, guys, I'm just trying to figure out why my stupid phone isn't charging the way it should.
That's always good. But yeah, today we're gonna be talking about favorite moments from RiffTrax Live Past, some things that don't exist anymore pertaining to RiffTrax Live. There's a few things. There's one entire show, and then there's a few moments from a different show. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. First, let's take a look at the weekend box office. New number one movie over 4th of July weekend, Despicable Me 4. Opening, it made $122 million. Inside Out 2 dropping down to number 2. Quiet Place Day 1 and 3. Maxine, the third in the X trilogy, I guess they're calling it. I don't really know what they're calling it. At 4th, and Bad Boys Ride or Die in 5th place.
They still allow Will Smith to make movies?
Yeah. Haven't seen it yet, Oliver. We did watch Inside Out 2, and that was really good. They do an amazing job at making it an understandable way to show how anxiety can take over. If you that's a very fancy pouring there.
I know. I was gonna say.
But yeah, it was pretty good. We'll probably go see Despicable Me 4 soon. The kids really want to check it out. Not that I personally am invested in this one, but I'm sure it'll be entertaining somewhat. But that's it. There's not really a whole lot going on. Nothing really new coming out this week either. That new horror movie with Nicolas Cage, Longlegs, is coming out, and a movie called Fly Me to the Moon, which is about how they're worried that the moon landing might not go the way they plan it. So just as a backup, they also film a fake moon landing. And I saw the trailer for this, and I'm like, yes, let's feed into that.
Don't encourage that. I hate that. I hate that that's become a new thing. Like conspiracy theories are really having a renewed day in the sun. I thought we put all that crap to bed. I thought, like, JFK assassination, 9/11 was an inside job. I thought all that stuff was, I thought all that was done. But it's got, like, a new life. I don't know what did it. Maybe it was COVID. I don't know. But my official policy is that all conspiracy theories are wrong. But I don't want to offend anybody. If anybody buys into all that stuff, believe what you want. But the moon landing wasn't fake. That's silly. That's very silly.
Little bit. And then, of course, the only big movie coming out this summer, and which is probably going to be the biggest moneymaker of the year, Deadpool and Wolverine. And that's the same weekend. That's the same weekend of RiffTrax Live in Minneapolis, and I will be there instead of working at the theater.
Oh, darn.
And
it's a good thing that you're getting good reviews on the internet. So your employer won't fire you for going to RiffTrax Live instead of the biggest weekend of the movies.
Also, real quick, I did update some emotes in the channel here. I don't know how long it'll take them to show up in the thing or not, but I added the same ones that I added to the Discord. We've got Monkey and a James Wen and the little ghost girl, who haunts places
It haunts you, Jeremy. You're the one who
Yes,
brought that up.
it does haunt me. But yeah, as soon as whenever those update, I don't know how long it takes for them to.
Oh yeah, because
Like,
I just have the amazing bulk. I have ice cream bunny. I have your face. I have a Toastman, the Quixotic medallion, and Remlazar's head. Oh, by the way, I was streaming Final Fantasy VIII yesterday. Citizen Yarn was there,
it didn't
and
go. No,
the
yeah,
one of the summons that you can rename is the Quetzalcoatl, and I was like, I'm gonna name you Remlazar. Pretty good.
I didn't know you could rename them in any of the Final Fantasy games, not the summons anyway.
Only in 8. 8 is very strange. 8 is eight is a very strange entry. They only let you rename Squall in the main party, but they let you rename all of the summons. So, yeah. It was,
that is weird.
It was a fun time. And I renamed Shiva Ice Tatties, and I renamed Ifrit Firecuck, and Siren Screamo. I wanted to name her Scream Tatties, but like there weren't enough letters, so I just like, oh, she's just Screamo.
And I did post a thing on Twitter the other day about going to RiffTrax Live, and I will be there. I will be wearing this shirt, the one that looks like that logo right there. Except this is a slightly older one because it does say Sugar Ray instead of Dave.
Right. It has my silly old internet name on it that I decided, you know what? I'm almost 44. Maybe I should, like, not be stupid.
And here I am, 46, and I'm still going by PB and Awesome online. So, yeah,
no, that's not the thing. But no, yeah, look, you don't put that on like the cover of books and stuff.
True, very true. Anyway, I think it's just about time for Dave to stump me this week.
Oh, I think you're gonna do all right. So it's time for Name That Jeremy, everybody. And I decided to take the advice of our friend Josh Flowers. And do a couple of similar movies. Where they're like in the same genre. And in this case, this head-to-head matchup, they're by the same director. And they both have the same last word. The both titles have two-word titles. And both of the final words are the same word. So today's matchup, can you guess what it is? Can you guess what they might be?
I have a few thoughts, but go ahead.
Okay, so today's matchup for Name That Jeremy is Jurassic Shark versus Ouija Shark.
Oh God.
Yeah, so it might be a little too hard. I don't know, but anyway, so are you ready?
Dave likes to torture me with these.
I'm sorry.
He does. He goes way harder than I go on him.
I've had some pretty bad ads for Dave That Riff. So, but I actually think you're going to do pretty good on this. Okay, so here we go. Are you ready, sir?
I'm as ready as I'm going to be.
Okay. Cool. So here's the first one. Oh, good to know. I assumed that instead of feet, she had rotating tank treads.
I'm gonna say Ouija Shark.
That is Ouija Shark. You're 1 for 1.
Probably from when the girl meanders onto the beach towards the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, anyway, our shift starts in an hour. We should get to the ER.
I'm gonna say Jurassic Shark.
That is Jurassic Shark. So you're 2 for 2.
Nice.
Okay. So here's the next one. Hogsback Lager, the beer you drink when you're stuck by a lake with some dumbass.
That's Jurassic Shark. I only remember that because we talked about it on the episode because I looked it up to see where it was located. That's it.
Oh yeah, dude,
I don't have anything else to go with that.
That feels like the other day. It was 2 years ago. I had a nightmare. I had to wear something other than a goat T-shirt.
Oh, that's Ouija Shark.
That's Ouija Shark. Okay, so you're 4 for 4.
I only remember that because Goat was the band that did the music for it or whatever.
Okay, so I take it the white flashes me that this is all a dream that the shark is having. This might be the only hard one.
I'm gonna say Ouija Shark.
That's Jurassic Shark. You're probably gonna go 5 for 6.
I'm doing better than I did last time. That's for sure.
Yeah. So at the very least, you're gonna get 4. So, excuse me, officer. Why are you tall, George Lucas?
Jurassic Shark.
Oh, that's Ouija Shark.
I had no idea on that one, so I just threw something out.
4 for 6. It's pretty good.
Pretty
good.
I passed this time. That's all I care about.
Pass.
Oh, man. So that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, at least.
Yeah, I don't know why you thought it was going to be horrible. Has James went up to anything?
Yes, actually. I'm glad you brought that up because there's been a few things.
Oh, good, because
that he's posted. Let me bring it up real quick.
Let me tell you something, guys. I feel horrible. Like, we're not talking about a specific movie today, so I didn't spend the day watching a movie and like researching a movie. So I feel horribly unprepared, even though I have no reason to feel like I'd be like, oh, I didn't watch the movie. Well, we're not talking about any one movie, Dave. Calm down.
Yeah. So, on July 6th. Hey.
Oh, Jeremy. Oliver Olang has subscribed for 8 months in a row. Thank you very much, Oliver.
Woo woo. On July 6th, he posted, congratulations to director Sean Baker for winning, I'm going to butcher this because it's in French, the Cannes Palme d'Or, whatever, for his film Honora. Sean liked Birdemic 3 Sea Eagle.
Of course he did.
Director James Wen met Sean at a Birdemic 3 screening in Hollywood in 2022.
He liked it.
Yeah. Like how we liked it.
The same way I liked Masonic Map.
And then on July 8th, he posted, Sony Pictures has acquired Alamo Drafthouse Cinema. Congratulations to Mr. Tim League, founder of Alamo Drafthouse Cinema. Tim is a big Birdemic fan. Birdemic 3 Sea Eagle was selected at Tim's 2022 Fantastic Fest. What was it selected for? I don't know. I have no idea what he's talking about. It's James Wen. I don't think anybody knows what he's talking about half the time. I don't know what it was selected for. I mean, it was selected to be a part of it because they knew it was going to be terrible and fun to watch with a big crowd of probably half-drunk people in the movie theater.
That's the only reason anybody goes to see Birdemic.
Yeah. I just thought those were interesting things for James to be tweeting out. Like, yes, this director likes his movie. Something like Master Pancake.
What is Master Pancake Theater?
I think it's like a riffing type thing.
Huh.
I've heard of it. I'm not really sure what it is because I've never checked it out, but I'm assuming it's a riffing thing. Speaking of riffing things, that transition, yeah. Today we're gonna kind of take a look back at some RiffTrax Live previous shows because we're coming up on the 35th live show.
Oh my gosh, That's insane.
In just a couple weeks here, and that, of course, Point Break, the classic.
Yep.
Action movie. And I mentioned, and I'm just going to bring this up now because I want to. I did mention that there were some live shows that were missing, or things from live shows that are missing.
Yeah.
The full live show that's missing, the only part we ever got was Play Safe, was the Doctor Who: The Five Doctors live show.
Yep, that's lost to time.
Which I'm not surprised we didn't get a VOD of, but I am surprised that we didn't get an MP3 of, because I assumed, since we weren't getting a VOD, that we'd be able to get just the jokes of it, like they did for everything else we haven't got a VOD for, Mothra and Godzilla and Starship Troopers, stuff like that.
All the stuff that's on these posters back here.
Yeah. But no, that's thanks to the BBC. And yes, it is because of the BBC. I do know that for a fact. That's why we'll never see that show unless you find a less than reputable source for it.
There is. I know. I've actually seen it. I've actually seen. I think I may even have had it once. There's like an MP3. I think someone went in and recorded it, and put it out there somewhere. It's not great. It's just the audio file.
Yeah, and it's just it's somebody recorded it on their phone in a theater.
From their seat. Yeah.
But that's the only way that you can experience that show. So.
Oh my gosh, that was what, 7 years ago? That was
that was 10 live shows ago. That was the 25th live show. Was the Five Doctors.
Oh, here, hang on. I have a wiki that I am the editor-in-chief of that I can just look up all the information on that right now. So Carnival Soul.
You're very quiet, Dave.
Oh, I'm very quiet. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you better now.
Okay. Well, it's because I was way back here. Okay. So Doctor Who: The Five Doctors, Play Safe. It was August 17th, 2017.
2017.
Yep.
Good Lord.
7 years ago.
7 years ago.
Our lives are lost to us.
Yes. Much like that live is lost to us. The other one that's missing some things is Manos: The Hands of Fate.
Yep.
And this one is pretty notorious for why it's missing those things.
Well, if what I've heard is true, then I completely understand it.
Yes, they were basically something went wonky with the Manos rights, and these guys claimed that they had the rights, and it turns out that they didn't. But they claimed they had the rights. They brought him in. They did a Torgo's Pizza skit live in with the audience.
Yeah, I remember this.
Which is gone now. It does not exist anymore.
Yeah, it's not in the thing. They took it completely out. And
there was, I don't remember if the song is still at the end, where it was Torgo, the new Torgo for the sequel that these guys were supposedly working on, which is not the sequel that actually released, that actually had Jackie in it. But it had a song of Torgo singing "Take It Easy," a cover of the Eagles song.
That's very strange. I just said that it was that grifter.
Yeah, there was a whole. I don't remember his name. There was a whole big thing about it. Actually, and we went over it in the Something Awful forums. There was a whole thing because the guy who had the original, the master of the movie, wanted to make like a 4K, a Blu-ray, 4K, whatever it was, upscaling of it, clean it up and re-release it, and they were like threatening legal action to this guy, even though they had no rights to threaten legal action because they had no rights to the movie.
I wonder, geez, I can't imagine what that feels like.
Yeah, Citizen Yarn, there is a sequel, and I think you can watch it on probably on Tubi. I think it was on Tubi last time I saw it.
I don't have time for any of that. I mean, I guess I do. I just don't want.
Yeah, I think that's the only stuff. I don't know if they actually took out some of the skits from some of the other live shows. I know the live show for Jack the Giant Killer was unavailable for a while, and I thought maybe it was because they were removing the animated sketch from it at the beginning with Richard Kayanka's.
Rich Kayanka,
yeah.
He's now an orphan.
All that, yeah, because of all that crap that he did. Like, I know that was why Troll 2 was gone for a while, which they did put back up. I really hope that they just do a 3-riffer edition of that movie and just redo it completely. I know some of the people that work at the company want this to happen, so hopefully we get it. And there was another one that had another thing from him on it. I think it was Plan 9? They had the weird Harvest Festival thing, the tractor. Because it was one that I didn't see when it was live.
Brain Expo on Plan 9 from Outer Space. Brain Expo by Richard Kayanka.
Yep.
And Barry Watt by Richard Kayanka. So in Plan 9, the live version, there's a couple of sketches or shorts by Rich Kayanka.
Yeah, I don't know if they removed those or not, but
I remember I actually went to go see, because I didn't go see, because I was a RiffTrax fan back when they did this live, but I didn't really know to go to the movie theater in Maryland to see Plan 9 live. It was August 20th, 2009. Yeah, I was in the midst of some other things happening there. But yeah, Plan 9, like these early live shows are very, they're just figuring it out. With Plan 9, a Christmas short extravaganza. Plan 9 is strange because they brought in Veronica Belmont to be the host. And it's really, really weird. And it's just she comes out there with a script, and she's reading from it, "Hi, I'm Veronica Belmont," and blah blah blah. I don't even know what Veronica Belmont is famous for. I have her on my wiki. Veronica Belmont, formerly the co-host of Revision 3 show Techzilla, alongside Patrick Norton. Veronica was a co-host of former Twit TV gaming show Game On, along with Brian Brushwood, former. What the hell is all this? Okay, if anybody could tell me the real reason Veronica Belmont is famous, it would really help me out. Let's ask ChatGPT why Veronica Belmont is famous.
Yeah, they. I'm glad they dropped the host thing too. They definitely started figuring it out around House on Haunted Hill.
Yes, that's when things started really coming into there.
And then my first live show was actually the one after House on Haunted Hill, Jack the Giant Killer, which I know we've discussed here before, but he kills giants. But yeah, that was actually, for those of you who don't know, that was my introduction to RiffTrax proper. Was Jack the Giant Killer, and Screensavers. Okay, I thought the name kind of sounded familiar, but yeah, so Jack the Giant Killer is what started this whole thing for me.
ChatGPT just told me that like the reason that Veronica Belmont is famous is for literally the exact same thing that's on the Riff Wiki, like all the same stuff, like sword and laser, like all this stuff I've never heard of. So it's like, so she's just a chick. It's like,
I did see Plan 9 in theaters when they brought it back, when they were doing
they
like
re-released. Yes, I did
the
see
best
that
of or whatever.
Yeah, they did that like in like 2016 or something like that. Yeah, I did go and see. It was like in January. I remember that.
Was that when they re-showed Manos too, or was so. Manos later?
Manos was in 2012, but I think they did re-show Manos because
I know they re-showed it because I went to go see it because I wanted to see it again.
Fathom was like, "Hey, do more of these," and that was back when they were doing just like tons and tons of live shows. I think something can be said about doing like the 4 live shows, but I think now it's a bit more special. And, I won't say it's better, but it's definitely more special.
Yeah. When they're doing one, if you can go to it, it's definitely special.
Yeah. So you want to go through these and you want to talk about 35 movies?
We don't need to talk about all 35, but
I just realized that that's what we signed up for here.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of them. Like
oh my
I
God.
grabbed my my Blu-rays. I do have a bunch of the DVDs too, but these were easier to grab. I did really enjoy the Christmas short extravaganza, especially the bit with Weird Al because he was on the short about pork.
Yeah, and there was that bit where he'd be like, "I think you guys are horrible. I'm a vegetarian. You're killing animals, and I hate you." And it's like, "You want to rip this with us?" Like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. We need Weird Al again to do another because between the shorts and Jurassic Park, it's not enough Weird Al. Yes, quality, freshness, and flavor.
Well, I mean, he's probably cost like $1 million. So these are all of the shorts that were in. These are all the shorts that are in the short extravaganza. Christmas Toy Shop, A Visit to Santa, Christmas Rhapsody, 3 Magic Words, Gaylord commercial. I don't know what that is. It's been a long time since I've seen this. The Night Before Christmas, Jimmy Jet commercial, Christmas Dream Parade of Aquatic Champions, the Dinglings commercial, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Oh, that's a very famous I Need You.
Yes. That's not my favorite shorts compilation, though, and I don't think it's the reunion show either.
Well, I think probably.
I think it's this one right here, the Summer Shorts Beach Party.
The Shorts Live show was this. Yeah, that was also 2017. It had very famously the bags. Here, let's see if I have Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny. Oh my gosh, there's so much.
There's even just the live shows. There's so much to go through.
Here's the Summer Shorts Beach Party. The Ricky Raccoon Shows the Way, which is really good. Office Etiquette, Rhythmic Ball Skills, which Connor and Sean really seem to enjoy a lot.
Yes.
The Griper, Sentinels of Safety. I think I remember that one.
I love that one.
Of Magic, and of course the one that everybody remembers out of all of them, The Bags.
The Bags, and that was a super riff that they did. The Office Etiquette one was riffed by Trace and Frank. The Mads, the guys who had a show tonight. The Griper was Bridget and Mary Jo. Which was the one that Paul F. Tompkins did with them? I don't remember.
Well, it's one of these.
It was the party one. It was the party one. Where they
for a touch of magic in the back.
Yes, it was a touch of magic, yeah, because that was where they had like the party, and it was like a car commercial, basically, like the old stuff. And then the Bags was everybody all together riffing it, and I thought that was a lot of fun. I like when they do stuff like that.
So, and there's Reefer Madness, which, I mean, what can you say about Reefer Madness? It's in the public domain. That's why they did it.
Yeah. We have Space Mutiny, the redo of Space Mutiny, which I loved, and brought the return of the Gorillagram.
The Gorillagram.
Yeah, that we first saw with.
Was there nudity in Space Mutiny?
Yes, there was one bit of nudity in that movie. Nudity. But yeah, it's the second time we had Gorillagram. The first time, of course, Starship Troopers.
Of course, it's Starship Troopers.
Which is
Very
one
famous.
of my favorite live shows. It was so good. That's the one that bums me out the most that we don't have like a VOD of. Not that I can't just toss my DVD in and load up the app and watch it that way, but
I don't know if I've talked about this on the podcast, but Starship Troopers, I really, really not the rip, the movie, I really dislike.
No, we talked about it because we were talking about how we were, potentially going to get some interesting comments based on how we felt about the movie.
About Starship Troopers, and I was like, "Oh, some princess or no, it's just dumb." I don't care if Paul Verhoeven did RoboCop or Hollow Man or whatever the hell else. What else has he done? There's a bunch of garbage. He's crap. I hate him.
Oliver hated Godzilla and Anaconda so much, not even RiffTrax would make him watch him again. Wow. That's how I feel about cats, but that's it's pretty well known.
Didn't you say recently that there was something that you would watch cats again? Oh, it was Madam Web. You said you'd watch, if you were forced to watch one or the other, you'd watch Cats before you watched Madam Web again.
Yep. Absolutely. That's how much I hated Madam Web. Which I just saw a thing, one of the stars of the movie, I don't remember which one.
Sydney Sweeney?
No, it wasn't her. But she said it's the internet's fault that people hated Madam Web. Yeah, Emma Roberts.
It's the internet. Oh,
Emma Roberts said it was the internet's fault.
Emma Roberts?
Yeah.
Oh, she was in that movie, wasn't she? She was Spider-Man's mom. I totally forgot she was in that movie. That's how unremarkable she was. No, look. It's not the internet's fault that people hated that movie. It was definitely the director's fault and the screenwriter's fault.
It was the movie's fault that people hated that movie.
Yeah, it was the movie's fault, but it was the internet's. The internet caused people to go see it in the first place. Like it wasn't any like that movie would have died a horrible death if it weren't for the memes and the walls.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're talking about Madam Web again.
Let's switch off of Madam Web real quick. Let's talk about one of the other kind of weird. We'll call it an anomaly with RiffTrax and Fathom events, and that was the non-live show that Fathom broadcasted for a Halloween event, and that was Jacko. Do you remember that?
Sort of.
They did that, but it was just.
I don't think I saw it.
It was the same thing as a VOD. I didn't see it in theaters because that was around the time when my theater wasn't showing these. And now I run the place, and we show them. It's so nice to be able to have that kind of pull.
Now. We're going to watch RiffTrax live. What's that?
We are showing RiffTrax. That's why I tweeted out today that I'm very excited to be going to the live show in Minneapolis and watching it on the 27th. And then coming back home and a week later watching it in my theater for the broadcast of it.
That'll be a surreal experience. Let me tell you something.
Especially if I can see myself in it.
When I saw Mothra live in Nashville, I came home But then I went to go see Carnival of Souls in the theater in Ogden, and I was just like, just sitting there. It's just like it's not the same after that. You're just
Yeah.
like, this is crap. I should be there. Everyone's there having fun without me.
You should have been there last year too when we were watching Rad.
Yes, I know.
And you should be there this year too
people...
when we're watching Point
yes,
Break.
I know. I have things going on in my life, Jeremy.
Yeah, so do I.
I know. But here's the thing. Now, like, I famously gave you a hard time because I'd been to RiffTrax live, and you hadn't been. Now you're gonna have one up on me.
Yeah. I'm going to have
Nashville and Minneapolis. Let's talk about that for a second. Do you think maybe? I was thinking about this today. Do you think maybe the Belcourt era for RiffTrax Live might be over?
You know, I was kind of thinking about that. I probably, because this way, Mike, Kevin, and Bill don't have to travel. Like,
they don't have to travel. They don't have to get like an Airbnb, and like, you know, I mean, they're not spring chickens. I mean, they're not old. I mean, they're not elderly men either. But you know, if they don't have to travel,
yeah,
it makes more sense for them to do it in Minneapolis.
Especially with Mike, who has issues with traveling as far as like migraines and stuff that he gets. So it's very understandable. My only thing is, I don't know if they feel that they could fill the State Theater with every live show that they do.
What was the last one that they had at the State Theater? Was it the MSP3K live show?
It was either that, yeah. Yes, because didn't they do Time Chasers there too?
They did Time Chasers there. I think, here, hang on. Let me look at my thing here. Time Chasers, that was 16. So I think they did 2 live shows. Then Mothra and Carnival of Souls were both at the Belcourt that year. Let me come all the way back up here. I think I should have thing here. Simultaneously, Belcourt Theater. The first show was performed at Belcourt. Right, Kevin Bill. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, there was no RiffTrax live season in 2020. Both Hobgoblins and Evil Escapes were postponed until 2021. So I don't know. I think, just from my memory, I think probably most of these, except Time Chasers and MST3K Reunion, have been at the Belcourt, to the best of my knowledge.
Yeah, that sounds right. But yeah, it's tough to say because, like I said, I mean, Point Break is kind of like a huge deal that they got this movie, and so they definitely needed the space. I mean, the State Theater is like 4 times the size of the Belcourt Theater auditorium that they usually do the live shows in.
Now, I know a lot of people in the chat right now, people watching this live, know this because many of these people have been to the Belcourt. But for those of you who haven't been to the Belcourt is not as big as it looks on screen. Like, nope. You go, like, I was shocked at how tiny that theater is.
Our theaters at my theater, all of our auditoriums are bigger than the Belcourt's auditorium that they use to film the live shows. But yeah, it's a very tough call. Like, I feel like it could be, but you know, it's probably costs more for them to use the State Theater too than it does the Belcourt.
Yeah. You want to see something cool?
Of course.
This is a little souvenir. I don't know where my other little souvenir from RiffTrax Live Mothra is, but I've kept this in my wallet for the last 8 years. And this is the This is the seat assigner, or like the whatever this
the
is.
line, the
The
placeholder.
Yes.
Yeah.
The placeholder line for Mothra.
Nice.
I
know I've got mine from Rad somewhere.
So,
my wife probably knows where they are, and I'll definitely be hanging on to whatever they give us for this one.
Return to the Belcourt with your ticket and your line spot card no later than 5:45 p.m. and get in line based on your number. Doors open at 6:20. Someone from the Belcourt will be on site to assist you if need be, but you should be able to find your spot by talking with other people in the line. So, like, what line? Like if this has been any other theater, any other event, like, what's your number? Fuck you, you know. But RiffTrax fans aren't like that.
Oliver, question: how many live shows have you been to? I'm just curious.
Probably been to
I know you've been to a lot of them.
Were you at Mothra, Oliver?
But Point Break will be your fourth. Cool.
Yeah, I flew in to see Mothra because I was like,
and we all know what happened during that flight.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Let's not.
You know what's funny?
Yep.
When I reached down to grab this DVD of the Summer Shorts Beach Party, I realized that this was my extra copy that I have that's still sealed. I don't know how I ended up with it. I somehow got another copy.
You bought an extra copy. I know how you ended up with it. You bought an extra copy.
No, I think it was when they were doing one of their physical media sales. I think you got one of these for free if you spent X amount of dollars or whatever. Forever ago, we announced on the podcast we were going to do a giveaway for this.
We did?
Yes.
We've been doing this for 5 years.
That never happened.
I barely remember what we did. Like when the episodes drop and I listen back to them sometimes, I was like, I don't remember this at all. And this was in April.
Yeah. Citizen Yarn missed the story, apparently.
What story?
Are you talking about the Mothra story for Dave, what he had to deal with?
She knows that story. She has to. It's about how James Wood screwed me over with Storybook.
Yeah.
And how I was fighting
that happened.
Basically that whole day.
Yeah, that happened while he was in the air.
Yeah, no, well, okay, so here's the story here. Hang on one sec.
He just really had to knock everything over real quick, that's all.
Yeah, that's all I had to do, yeah. That's what I get for trying to be a smart guy. Anyway, I just wanted to come up here 5 feet away.
You're grabbing them, aren't you, the physical copies?
Yeah. God. I'm really pissed off now. Oh. Hopefully you guys didn't see anything embarrassing in my bedroom. Yes. This is all ladies will see this is how I live, and they will all want to come be my wife now. This is the book. This is a really gross old copy of Mystery Science Storybook. It's a hardcover. And this is the stupid this is the Birdemic parody that caused all those problems. James Wen found out about it the night before I was getting ready, and I get a message from James Wen on Facebook saying, I found out that you did this in your stupid comic book a year and a half ago. I don't like it. Take it down. And I was like, fuck you, James Wen. Boop. I'm going to threaten you for $10 million. And I was like, no, you're not. And then I was fighting with him the entire way. He submitted a DMCA claim against me saying that I violated his copyright and that it was a whole thing. And that was happening while I was traveling to RiffTrax Live for RiffTrax Live Mothra. No, I was mad because I was mad. I was mad just now because I knocked everything down.
Can
I'm over
can I
now.
can I read the message that you got from James? Because
You
I
have
still
it?
have it. Yeah, I remember I wrote that article. This is how
Really?
Dave and I first started talking. We started following each other on Twitter because of RiffTrax stuff. And he started posting about this James Wen thing, and I asked him if I could write like a short like article about it.
And I was like, yeah.
It's so that I titled it "Birdemic Director Trying to Shock and Terrorize Independent Artist." But this is the message that he sent.
You have
Dear,
all of them?
I don't know if I have all of them. I just have this one. Dear Mr. Chadwick, by publishing Attack of the Birds chapter in your Mystery Science storybook, you are committing copyright infringement, fraud, and misrepresentation. We demand that you immediately cease and desist from further distribution of your Mystery Science storybook that contain the unauthorized chapter Attack of the Birds. From today, August 17th.
I haven't seen this in like 8 years. Put it up on the screen. So everybody can see it.
Yeah, I am reading it verbatim. Hang on, I have to. Where's my screen share button?
It was unhinged. Let me tell you something.
Here it is.
At first, I didn't believe it. Yep, that's it.
Oh,
At first, I
is it
didn't
backwards?
believe it.
Why the hell is it backwards?
It looks fine to me. Put it in
I don't
the
know. My
Discord.
screen's showing it backwards. Anyway, from today, April 17th, 2016, we are giving you 15 business days to comply, to cease and desist from further distribution of your Mystery Science storybook. If you do not comply, we will file a $10 million lawsuit against you for copyright infringement. Sincerely, Moviehead Pictures, 7114 Sunset Boulevard, Hollywood, California, 90046.
So, of course, I Googled that, and it was in mailboxes, etc., or whatever it was, whatever thing that he used to, like whatever his little P.O. box thing there. It wasn't. That's all that was.
Yeah. And I finally got to use the line, neither James Wen or Moviehead Pictures returned a request for comments at the time of this post's publishing.
Pretty funny.
Because, of course, he never
if we
got
ever
back
get
to me.
James Wen on, you can put that on there. Be like, hey, do you remember this? I'm the guy. But,
God, I want to ambush
was-
him so bad on the podcast.
it was a mess. He's still showing up in my friend in my friend things now, and like on Facebook. Like, you might know James Wen, and I'm like, fuck you.
That's because I'm friends with James on Facebook. He's actually
and
liked
he's also-
some of my posts before, which is
I
really
know.
weird.
He also is friends with like David Giancola and like 2 other people I know. No, it wasn't an empty threat. He got my stuff taken down from Amazon.
Oh, yeah, it was removed from Amazon and from Blurb.
Yeah, it was a big thing. Filed a DMCA thing against me, and Amazon treated me like I was a criminal. Like,
I
why
actually-
did you take this guy's stuff?
On my article about it, I didn't realize I did this. Because I have like your little like title card for it with the Attack of the Birds, and then underneath it I have the first page of it. Because you sent me like the whole chapter, and I have the whole chapter posted.
Yeah,
if you
see,
click
now,
on the
how-
first page, it brings you up to the whole thing, and you can read through the whatever 13 pages of it or 12 pages or whatever it
Yeah,
is.
it's 12 pages. It's not very long. Because I mean, like, what are you gonna do with it? But
Didn't you make like
thing is-
another version of it where instead of the guy from the woods, it's James?
I did. I created it was actually a quote unquote sequel to Attack of the Birds called
Yeah.
Cease and Desist. And I have it on my hard drive. I should pull it up, but it's just where, dude, it was so to properly like tell you guys like just how angry I was that this was happening. Was that this like this thing? Like it wasn't just this book. Where was it? Oh, I put it back up there. This thing had 4 volumes, and I had actually done a Kickstarter to fund it. It was like I woke up doing this project. I did it all day, and I went to bed thinking about it. It was like numbers 1 through 4 of like my life for like from like 2015 through at least to like almost the beginning of the pandemic. It was my job, and this caused a massive disruption to that. He basically just killed this thing that I had created and that was sustaining me. I mean, it's not that it was like a super bestseller, but it was selling well enough to keep me like to be able to keep doing more of it.
Yeah, he 100% killed Storybook.
But like when volume 1 went down, the algorithm just like for like everything that was like sending it out to like other people on Amazon and places like that, it just killed everything that I had built.
Yeah.
So it was not a fun time.
This is why he does not like James very much. It's funny because I'm looking at this article, which I haven't read in forever, and this was 2016, and in the first paragraph, he's currently in production of Birdemic 3.
Yeah.
2016, and that just finally came out last year. Like
last year, yeah. 2022. Yeah.
How did it take? Oh my god! I don't know.
But, yeah, no. But the thing is, he could just like. I mean, we should probably get back to talking about other stuff. But he could just. That's the whole thing. He could push a button and tell Amazon that I stole this stuff, which I didn't do. The DMCA is for like when like if I had like taken a Birdemic file and filed like, okay, I've published Birdemic on a DVD that is unauthorized. That's what the DMCA is for.
Yeah.
Not for what he used it for. And of course satire and parody is protected speech. But I had to file an appeal with a court to get my stuff reinstated. And I didn't have the resources to go and do all that. Like I had to prove that I owned my own property.
Yeah.
Basically. Because Amazon is just like what like and I got this long nasty gram from Amazon saying that how dare you publish somebody else's work. And I tried to talk to them and they just wouldn't listen. And they're like, well, so it was a big deal, and it was 8 years ago, and I still get mad about it, thinking about it. But anyway, I suppose that covers Mothra and Birdemic. Is there anything else on here
that we haven't talked about yet?
That we haven't talked about. That is like RiffTrax Live related. Reefer Madness, House on Haunted Hill. That's a good one. I like it. I recommend it. It's my favorite RiffTrax. #1 VOD. Very good live show.
The other one that I wanted to talk about specifically is The Room.
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
Not just because Dave has a shirt on, but because The Room is kind of a weird. It's kind of a weird one. Not just the live show, but also with the previously recorded studio version that they did of just the jokes for The Room, which is kind of notorious for disembodial. And
yeah. Oh, G-Dimes.
Yeah. If you don't know what we're talking about, obviously Disembodial is the little voice that they use that lets you know that you're still synced up with the movie, with your just the jokes. Back before they had the app that would automatically sync everything.
Now stop that. Sorry. I grabbed something that I want to show the studio audience.
But the room,
and
they've replaced the original recording on the website. If you purchased it before, you can still access it, just like anything else that you've purchased. Yeah. But if you haven't, that's another one that's just kind of gone. You can still play the studio recorded version of the live show script, which is great, and I personally prefer it because it doesn't have all of the disembodied screams over it during the sex scenes from the room. It was grating, to say the least. Not that watching that movie is easy for those scenes anyway, but yeah.
Okay, so I have a couple of things, and I just put a link in the chat, and I put also a link to it in the Discord. That when RiffTrax announced that they're going to do the room, they contacted me because I was a very, well, not big, but I had like one of the only RiffTrax fan sites with the Riff Wiki.
I forgot about this.
You want to interview Tommy Wiseau? Because at the time I was doing like a sort of free version of this podcast where I would like get people like that are RiffTrax related and interview them and put it on YouTube. And they knew I was doing that because I'd interviewed Connor and I actually interviewed Mike too that year. And they're like, "Do you want to interview Tommy Wiseau?" And I was like, "Fuck yes!" And they set that up for me. And I just put the link in the chat if you guys want to check that out. And I also put it in the Discord. So that was on April 1st, 2015. Oh my god, it's so long ago.
It's a thing. I remember I listened to it. I tried to listen to it.
Yeah. He was very clearly on his phone. It's hard to listen to, but it's interesting. Yeah, that was back when I was somebody important. RiffTrax set me up to talk to Tommy Wiseau. It was a really, really cool thing.
I don't know why I just brought up our Patreon. If you want to become a patron, you can go to patreon.com/TrueBlueRiffCast. But one of our patrons also commented on on one of our videos, because I put our videos, our VODs, up on Patreon. Yeah. They are exclusive to patrons. Once I pull them off of Twitch, they gone. They go bye-bye. The only way to watch them is on Patreon. So if you want to actually see it, you can go there. It's $2 a month. But somebody else on there, Andrew Webster, one of our patrons, commented that he also likes our new theme song.
Oh, nice.
So apparently making an AI theme song was the right thing to do. And we still have Rock Till You Die as an outro. I don't know. Maybe I'll come up with a new outro. Use the new AI outro. We'll see. We'll see what happens if I can come up with anything good.
This got nothing to do with RiffTrax. It has something to do with AI music. I did that Udio. Is that the one you use?
What's that?
What website do you use? What AI music website?
It's like Suno or something.
Yeah, I use one that's like called Udio, and I was like, make Ronnie James Dio sing "Battle Hymn of the Republic," and it's amazing.
That's funny. This one doesn't have like specific like things like that. It's just more like you pick a genre and it does a song in the style of that genre. That's also how I made that wonderful song about Garfield celebrating Connor's birthday.
Garfield and friends.
Oh man. Anyway, back to the live shows. The other one that I wanted to talk about was like we've talked about Hobgoblins and
Yeah, we
how
talked about Hobgoblin
that movie benefited from being
from
edited
MSG3K.
because not having the full
The live show did
15-minute
not
rake fight.
The live show did not do that movie any favors. Like I went in like thinking that Hobgoblins was not one of the worst movies ever made, and left thinking there's probably something to that.
Hey, I mean, Hobgoblins 2 is way worse. So
Yeah. Oh, it's way
it's
worse.
way worse.
It's way worse.
Yeah, the RiffTrax version was disappointing because it was the full version of the movie, and they
Yeah, I
didn't like
think it's
cut
the
down the
movie
rake fight and whatever else
Yeah.
they. Samurai Cop was an interesting one because the actual VOD that they did of Samurai Cop was one of the few that they put up pre-orders for.
Yeah.
And then
They were criticized for that for some reason. I don't know why.
And then, I mean, I get it was to gauge interest, whatever.
Yeah.
But then they did the live show not that long after the VOD came out.
Well, they did the live show in 2017. I remember they released the Samurai Cop in 2016.
Yeah,
VOD.
and
It was like a year later.
and it was the same script. And to my knowledge, that's the only time that they've done that.
They did that with Birdemic.
Was it? It wasn't the same script though for Birdemic.
It was the same script.
Was
It
it?
was the same script. It was. I remember because I was like, "This is the same riff." I have a very distinct memory of this.
Yeah, that's. I don't remember the just the jokes version.
Of Birdemic?
Yeah, I know I watched it, but I don't.
It was. Well, I mean, Birdemic. Or the VOD for Birdemic VOD. The Birdemic MP3 came out in February 2011. The live show was October 2012, and I think they released a full VOD of it in 2015.
Yeah, they did the just the jokes version way before the original. But yeah, I just don't remember the script of it. Is all I mean of the non-live version. Because I will always watch the live show versions over non-live show recordings.
Yeah.
Yeah, the live show was 2013. But the just the jokes of the original of the non-live version was before, a couple years before that. Like
Which one is this?
the just the jokes version of Birdemic.
Just the
before
jokes
they
version
did-
of Birdemic was February 2011.
Yeah.
And the live version, I think you're talking about the release dates because.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But the live show was in October of 2012. It was like Halloween.
Yeah. What's your top 3 live shows to date?
Oh, I think any list of the top 3, or at least with me, would have to Manos, of course, Mothra, and let me take a look. Those are the 2 obvious ones.
Yeah.
I actually think I like the VOD of House on Haunted Hill better. I don't know why. But which ones just had me like busting a gut in the theater? Well, I think maybe I really liked Santa Claus Conquers the Martians because that was like the first one where I like brought like all my brothers and sisters to it. So I think I have to go with that one.
I think
What do I think?
oh man.
Rad,
It's
obviously.
it's really tough when you're actually like looking through everything because you're like, oh yeah, that one was really good. Oh, that one was really good. Yeah, Rad obviously is top 3 for me. Manos has to be in there just because it's Manos, and I love the live show version of it so much, and not just because it introduced us to Norman and had the prune juice guy in it, but the actual
But it was really
of the movie. Yes,
guys.
so good.
I know this is sacrilege. The RiffTrax live version of Manos is superior to the MST3K version.
100% agree. 100% agree with
Hashtag
that.
sorry, not sorry.
I think I gotta go with Jack the Giant Killer. That's a really good live show, and that's the one that started my love of RiffTrax. So I gotta kind of give it. That's my OG right there. So I gotta kind of give it its props. Am I using those words right? I'm an old.
I don't know.
Do people still say that?
Cringe.
Skibbity Riz.
We're gonna have to yeet you off the podcast for being sus and cringe.
Oh man. I think that's about it for tonight. I don't really think we have anything
else
important to go over. Hella. Oh my god.
Hella. What is it? Another one of my friends from my old work was like, I told her. I remember I was telling this girl I used to work with about that it was daylight savings time and that something about it. And she said it was something about daylight savings time. I don't remember what it was, but she replied. She's like, "Dead ass." And I was like, "Dead ass? What the hell are you talking about?" And she had to explain that was like short for she had to explain to me what that meant. And I was like, "Oh, you're way younger than me. I'm pretty old." So.
Yeah, we're old. We're what Bill has affectionately referred to as the ancients.
The ancients of the ancients.
Yes.
But anyway, Oliver Olang, Oliver's bailing. I guess it's time for us to wrap up.
Yeah. That's going to do it, folks. If you like the podcast and you want to support us or can support us or whatever, the best way to do that is to follow us right here when we do our live shows on Twitch. And you don't even have to subscribe or throw bits, but you can do that too. We'll take it. You can also, as I mentioned earlier, go to patreon.com/TrueBlueRiffCast and throw a couple dollars a month our way as well. Otherwise, just find us on your favorite podcast platform. Give us a rating. Leave a review somewhere. Send something to the podcast's Twitter account at TBRiffCast. I really should get around to making alternate accounts for the podcast on other social media, maybe. I don't know if I don't know. While it exists, that's the only place you can contact us. Or you can send us an email, trueblueriffcast@gmail.com.
We used to have our own emails. That's not a thing anymore.
Yeah, but we still have the website, which it's like the Riff Wiki. I haven't touched it in forever. Even though
no one cares.
We're only behind a couple episodes on the
Twitter,
platforms,
but Instagram,
yeah,
like all these other places. It's all about your presence on other websites. You don't need that shit.
We gotta make one of them on that TikTok thing.
TikTok.
And the TikTok.
So we can get
anyway
on TikTok. Making jokes about 9/11.
Yes. That episode will be coming to podcast platforms very soon, probably tomorrow. Actually,
that's gonna be interesting. And I get to see the Discord one.
Anyway, that's gonna do it. I'm everywhere else online at PB and Awesome.
You can check me out at D Chadwick Author on Twitter. I actually have a new Twitch handle now. I put author at the end of Dave Chadwick, so it's Dave Chadwick Author on Twitch. And I'm on Amazon and Audible. Check out my new book, Nostalgia Inc., that just went live 2 weeks ago. It was before the presidential debate, so everything before that seems like the before times. It's like the pandemic. Yeah. So check, get that. It's only $5. Get it, read and review it for me. Get it swimming in the Amazon algorithm, so I can write full time, please. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Speaking of, I have a very base idea for a story. I'm not going to talk about it right here. I might tell you about it later. It's just really stupid. It's just something that popped in my head. But yeah, we'll see everybody.
Well, those are the best.
Yeah, we'll see everybody next week right here on the True Blue Riffcast.
Rock the eye.
Rock,